I wasn't supposed to be anywhere near that street. That night, I'd taken a different route home. No real reason. Just a tug in my gut, a strange, wordless instinct that told me to turn left instead of right. Maybe it was fate, or maybe something deeper. Some hidden part of me already knew the truth before I did. As I turned the corner, I saw it. My house, still and silent under the streetlight's pale glow. Everything looked normal, except for one thing. Her car was in the driveway. Camila, my wife of 7 years, had said she'd be working late. That in itself wasn't unusual. She'd stayed after hours before, more times than I could count. But that night, the excuse didn't sit right. It gnawed at me, quietly but relentlessly, like a dull blade carving down into my thoughts. I parked a block away and walked the rest of the distance, each step heavy with unease. Something inside told me not to be seen. Not yet. When I reached the front door, my pulse quickened. It wasn't locked. In fact, it wasn't even closed, just slightly ajar. I stepped inside carefully, the kind of cautious silence that comes from instinct, not fear. The living room was dim, bathed in the flickering light of the TV, its glow painting restless shadows across the walls. Camila's handbag was tossed carelessly on the armrest, and her keys still hung from the lock. The house felt alive, but not in the way a home should. It felt like it was holding its breath, waiting for something. Then I heard it, the soft rush of running water from upstairs, followed by laughter. A man's laughter, relaxed, familiar, intimate. Then her voice, Camila's. "You're unreal," she said between giggles, her tone light, affectionate, foreign. "Don't worry," she whispered next, her voice carrying the sharp sting of betrayal. "Nolan has no idea. He thinks I'm still at the office." Then the faint sound of a kiss and silence. I stopped breathing. My body froze, every nerve tightening at once. I didn't move, didn't storm up the stairs, didn't shout her name. I just stood there, motionless, hollow, feeling the world collapse inward. The pain wasn't even about the act itself. It was the ease in her voice, the casual dismissal, the way she spoke about me as if I were a fool, a predictable, trusting idiot she had successfully deceived. No confrontation, no yelling, no shattered glass. Not tonight. This wouldn't be emotional. It would be surgical. I backed out of the house, careful not to make a sound, and walked to my car. I sat there in the dark, engine off, hands on the wheel, staring into nothing. I didn't cry. I didn't shake. I simply began to think. There was only one person I needed to call River, my closest friend since college, a cybersecurity genius, the kind of guy who once hacked a bank's firewall for fun, just to prove he could. When he answered, I didn't bother with small talk. "I need proof," I said. "Camila's cheating on me." He didn't ask questions, just said, "Give me 2 days." He didn't even need that long. By the next evening, River handed me a hard drive. On it was everything. Hotel check-ins, hidden mic recordings, time-stamped texts, even dash cam footage from her own car. He'd even cracked into our home smart security system, the one she had quietly locked me out of months ago by changing the admin password. What I saw made my stomach twist, but it also focused me. Camila hadn't just cheated. She had desecrated our life. She'd turned everything sacred into a lie. Our routines, our bed, even using our dog's name as an alibi for her disappearances. But I wasn't going to walk away quietly. I was going to write my own ending. For the next week, I became the husband every woman dreams of. I made her breakfast in bed, left flowers on the kitchen counter for no reason, cooked her favorite meals, and lit candles at dinner. She smiled, played her part perfectly, sweet and oblivious, still weaving her lies with practiced ease. Then, one morning, I gave her my best smile and said, "I planned a weekend getaway. Just us. A villa outside the city. Private chef. You deserve it." Her eyes lit up instantly. "You're amazing," she said. "I know," I replied. The night before our trip, I handed her the car keys and told her to head out early. I had a work call in the morning, I said. I'd join her later. She kissed me goodbye, none the wiser. As she drove away, suitcase in the trunk, I met with my lawyer. Within an hour, The divorce papers were filed. Our joint accounts frozen. Her credit cards canceled. The deed to the house, long since transferred into my name, was now untouchable. Then I opened a folder labeled Revelation and hit send. Her parents, her boss, her closest friends, each received a complete package. Screenshots, messages, photos, audio clips. Every ugly truth she thought she'd buried. By the time she arrived at the villa, her world was already starting to fracture. The place was perfect, perched on a lakeside cliff, with a chilled bottle of champagne waiting beside an envelope bearing her name. She must have expected roses, maybe a handwritten note from her doting husband. Instead, she found a neatly arranged dossier, photos of her with her lover, text transcripts, timestamps, and on top, the divorce papers. Beside them, a single handwritten note in my ink. You said I was clueless. You were right. Until now, this was never a getaway. This was your reckoning. I didn't answer her calls. Didn't text. I turned off my phone and let silence do what words never could. Hours later, when I powered it back on, my screen lit up with a flood of messages. Nolan, where are you? My cards aren't working. Why is my mom crying? What did you do? Please call me. We need to talk. I replied with one line. You'll understand soon enough. Then I blocked her. 3 days later, she returned to city, probably thinking she could twist things around, play the victim, manipulate her way back into control. But when she arrived, her luggage was already waiting on the front lawn. A moving truck idled nearby, and by the gate stood her parents, her mother in tears, her father expressionless. Dad, she cried, please? He shook his head. You're not the daughter we raised. Then she saw me, standing in the doorway. You did this, she screamed. I didn't flinch. No, I said, you did this. I just made sure you couldn't hide it anymore. She glared. You can't kick me out. I can, I said calmly. And I already did. The house is in my name. The accounts are closed. What's in those bags is all that's left. Her voice cracked. You're ruining my life. I looked her straight in the eye. No, Camila, you ruined it yourself the moment you traded honesty for excitement. Her job was the first to go. Her boss, obsessed with moral image, fired her immediately. Her friends stopped replying to her texts. Even her affair partner vanished, leaving her to face the wreckage alone. 3 nights later, a final message slipped through. Please, Nolan, I have nowhere to go. I messed up. We can fix this. I miss you. I didn't respond. I had already moved on. 2 weeks later, I accepted promotion in another city, a clean slate, new skyline, peace. Then one night, I saw a tag photo online. Camila, hair tied back, no makeup, sitting alone in a cheap cafe with untouched food in front of her. The caption read, Some mistakes are irreversible. I leaned back and let out a slow breath. She had gambled her entire life and lost everything. As for me, I wasn't bitter. I was free. And for the first time, I understood what real closure tasted like. Because Camila wasn't just left behind. She was erased.